Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is the Clip Portal. Clip Portal is the brand new function. We're not releasing it to everybody, but we will release it to anybody who's on the partner program that requests. And all you have to do is send us an email. You can send it to support@clip.com. You can send it to dave@clip.com. And just say, I'd like to be on it, and give us your Clip serial number. And we'll enable it and send you out an update or whatever, and make sure that you're able to use it. It is included in the partner program, so if you're on the partner program, this is all part of it, and this is what our vision has been for the partner program, is that as we come up with new stuff, you just get it, and you get more and more and more of everything we're doing, and it frees us up to just serve you completely and not worry about charging you, this update and this module and this, that, and the next thing. No, everything's included. You just got it. We try to support you in every way possible. Your success is our business, and that's our theme. So anyway, the portal then is a neat new function that's there, and then the other thing we're going to talk about is the online backup. Because the online backup, what happened, just give you a history of it. It was working fine. A lot of you were using it, and you were relying on it, which is good. That's what it's for. But then the company that we were using to do the safe hosting and all that went out of business. They didn't tell us anything. They just all of a sudden it didn't work, and then we're scrambling. We're trying to figure out what it is, what's going on, and turns out that for whatever reason they went out of business and didn't tell us. And so then we had to scramble and come up with a different way. And I think we came up with a better way. So we'll be talking about that, about how to do your backups online. And the backups, the online backups, are available for both Clip XE and for Clip Desktop. So if you're not on the partner program, make sure that you have paid your annual service agreement, and you will be able to do the online backups also from your system. And so we'll talk about both of those things. Let's start out with the portal, though, because that's what we advertise, so let's make sure that we do that. If you look here on my screen, there's an address, and if you want to just copy that down, that would probably be a good thing. And I can send it to you as in the chat if you want to, and you can let me paste it in here, and I'll send it out, and there it is. And so in that, you can grab that, and you can drop that into your Internet Explorer, and let's just do that, so that you'll be able to have this manual. You can read through the manual as we're going, or you can also print it out if you want to. And basically this gets us into the manual. And it's a quick start manual. It's 17 pages long. It doesn't have everything, but it has most of everything that we need to do this. I'm waiting for there it is. And so let's bring the zoom down a little bit. So this is a Clip Customer Portal Quick Start Guide, and it tells you what you need, and this is what we'll be going over. So with this address up here, you're able to see the manual, and you'll be able to do this. Kathy asked me, can I email this out to everybody? I will try if I can, and if not, of course, you can just I'll try to get it out, because there is a way that I can send emails afterwards. So if not, of course, just ask us for it. Eventually it's going to be right in the program, so you're not going to have to even think about it. Here it is. Here's the Clip Portal Customer Guide, Quick Start Guide. And the idea behind the Clip Portal is that you're going to be able to put information up onto the website that comes out of your clip. Now, what we're doing is, I think we're being smart about this, and a lot of it helps with having the partner program. We're able to spend more time thinking about, okay, how are we going to serve our customers in the best way possible? What we're doing is we're putting this together with the Clip to Go. So if you're on Clip XE and you're using the CPP, you're in the partner program, you'll be able to click on this, and then most everybody that's using Clip to Go, and we have a good number of people that are on Clip to Go, and that's the unit that you can take out to the field with you. You'll go by internet, so you send the information up to the internet. Now I'm going to start sending this up while I talk about it, because it does take a little while to do all this. And I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking probably the best way to handle this would be to have a timer inside the program that would be able to go off at say 2 a.m. or something and upload all your data, and then you wouldn't have to sit here and wait for it. It's not that long for us to sit and wait for it, but some of you have a lot of data, and so it could take a couple minutes. The best thing to do until we have some kind of timer or something would be to just do this and then go get your coffee and come back and you're done. So as it's sending these information up, and these, when it's sending, the first file is for all the clip to go, and then the other files are going to be for the clip portal. But again, what's neat about it is that you only do it once. You do it once for your clip to go, and your clip portal is fed at the same time. So again, going back to the user guide, there's a couple of things that we need to have set before we move much farther into this. And what you want to do is you want to enter in your company website and email address. So let's go in here and we'll see what that is. If you go to your system setups, and I'll show you where this is on the program. I'm just letting the program run in the background while we talk. If you go to your system settings and you go to email settings, then you'll see this screen right here. And in the screen you'll be able to enter in the email address. This is the address where you want the information from the clip portal. When a customer is up there and they say, I want to contact your company, what address is it going to go back to? And of course it could be, we have suggestions, could be sales at, and then your domain, let's say, you know, Greenscapes or something like that, or service at your domain. I put it in mine. I think we have it as Davey at clip.com, which reminds me, means it's going to go to him instead of coming to me. Okay, well, I'll get that for you. But anyway, it's just something to think about. And then your phone number, and that's going to show on the website. It'll say, here's my phone number and how to do it. And then your website, for any type of information that's being sent to your customers, they want to know how to get a hold of your website. And so then that would be the 3 things that you need to enter in there. So you do that by going into the system email settings, and then you set up your company right there. Once that information is in, enter, as the manual says here, enter in your exception for your clip portal to make sure that your junk mail, because when it comes from something like clipportal.com, your junk mail might, your Microsoft Outlook might say, hey, this is junk mail, and then you're going to say, hey, I'm supposed to receive an email from somebody and it didn't get here. So you can just enter that in, make sure that you enter it into your junk mail options as being, this is accepted, it's not junk mail. So it creates a safe senders, and we show you how to do that. Okay, so that makes sure that you get all the information that comes from there. And so the next thing you want to do is we want to set up all of our customers with passwords. Let's check on this. This is almost done. And set all of our customers up with passwords. Now the fastest way to do that, you're able to set up your customers with passwords by going through file maintenance. And you can go and you can set up each customer with a separate password if that's what you want. But most of the time what you're going to want to do is go ahead and just use replace information. So we've got the information here step by step on how you can use replace information to go ahead and send and set all of your customers' passwords up to a certain text. So in this case we're going to set it and we're going to replace it with, and we're just going to put in the word test, T-E-S-T, in lowercase, and then we can replace all of our, like I said, all of our customers' passwords with tests. Let me show you what's happening. This is all how to do it in replace information so that you'll be able to do this. I hope that this is clear so far. I know you just want to hold on. You want, it's sort of like I want to see, but hold on a second. We're just about there. And so we are transferring right now the smaller files. And as soon as this is done, let's go back to here. Okay, this is a little slow because we've got the webinar going on and everything else. There we go. Okay, so let's keep on going then through this. As soon as this is done, this is what's going to show up. It keeps on popping it back up in front. Your password under your customer, come on back. Under your customer screen, you'll have the password, and the password is whatever you set it. Now that will be in case your customer calls you and says, hey, I can't get into the portal, what's the password over here? So let me answer a couple of questions here as we go. Okay, well, we're done here, so I'll answer the questions and we'll move on. Will asks, is it the same service provided years ago? No, it's not. This is a brand new one. The service that we had before was kind of neat, but it had extreme limitations as to how far we could take this. So that's not there. Kathy asked the question, so would they ever get a unique password? Could they access other accounts with the same password? Kathy, the answer is yes. They could. If you replace all of them with tests, then all of your customers are going to be able to access any account number with that field. So what you really want to do is you'll want to think about it and put in a password. It could be their account number if you wanted to, so it's account number, but then again that would allow them to access it. So you would want to put in some kind of a special thing, and then we need to be able to send them an email that says this is what your password is, and we'll get to most of that in a little bit. So let's go back to our clip here. So the upload process is completed. We've sent all the information up there, and now the question is, do we want to activate the portal? And if I say yes, really what it's doing is it's just pulling up another Internet Explorer, and you just have one button here that says import the data, and you click on that, and then what happens is it goes through all the data that's just been put up there, and it formats it so it's able to use it. Let me go to these questions because I think I have a couple other ones. Is there any way to enlarge my screen? Not sure how to enlarge my screen. Let's take a look and see what your audience view is. Okay, not more than what it's got. You must be looking at a pretty small screen. I do have a huge screen. Part of it is I'm getting old. So once this is done, it's downloading and importing. I can close this and I'm finished. Now let's go back to clip and see where things are done here. And if I look at Tang, for example, okay, yes, I did mine to 75%. Okay, so Kathy, you can enlarge the screen on that side. Again, I'm not used to being on your side of the webinar. I'm more used to being on my side of the webinar. But if I go in here and I go to the more phone numbers, here's my password test, and this would be the website for the customer, of course, and this is their password right there, test. Now I could change that to something else if I wanted to change it to test 1, 2, 3 or whatever. Let me show you where I set up the customer, because this is going to come in later. If I set up, let's see, email settings, here's the customer, and this is going to Davey, D-A-V-E-Y at clip.com instead of D-A-V-E, and that's because Davey, my son, now works for us, and he was writing the manual. So I'll change that. So the next time I send it up, it's going to be coming to me. Just when we send the email, I'm going to have to get Davey to forward it over to us so that we can see what the email looks like. Okay, so that's done. Once I have the information sent up there, let's see, make sure I'm not missing something here. Clip to go has to be installed. That's fine. And then uploading the information, that's what we were doing. We hit the send process. We go via internet. I guess you want me to do this. And then when it is done, you're notified, and it says, do you want to import? And then you get to this point, and that's what we've just been doing. Okay, now this address right here is the address of how you get into the portal. All right? So this where it says www.clipcustomerportal.com/customer-login and clip serial number and 110, and that's because my serial number on this test version of clip that I'm running right here is 110 right up here. So you see that I know that I'm 110. So on your website, the website for your company, on your website, you're going to have a button in there. And again, we can help you through all of this. If you're on the partner program, we want to help you. So let's hit restore here. But on your website, you're going to have a button, and the button is going to have this information as its hotkey. Instead of the 110, you will have whatever your clip number is. Now this will be hidden from the user. The user's not going to see this. So imagine you have a button called Clip Lawn Care, and then or you have a website called Clip Lawn Care, and then on that website you have a button that says go to my account. And then in that button you're just redirecting that information over to this one using that address. So if I go to that address, and let's just go to it so we can see what's happening. If you trust this, yes, allow. Okay. Then I get to this point. Now, we are, again, understand this is the first time we're showing this to anybody, and it's and so we're in the middle of we first want to make it work, then we want to make it pretty. But it's going to, what this information is going to have, it's going to, you can upload your own JPEG to the background. So it can be a picture, it'll look more like you, less like Clip, and you can put that in. So let's go to Jenny Tang is 109. So let's say Jenny Tang is now logging in. Remember, her password is test, and she signs in. So at this point, we only have 4 options for her to look at. She can look at her own information if she wants to, and she could change it if she wants to. And if she changes it and hits save, all it does, and this is important for you to know at this point, because again, we're first make it work, then make it pretty. But when she hits save, all it does is it will send you an email. Remember to that email address that we had in there? It will send you an email back that says, Jenny Tang, customer number 1009, has requested a change, and then it shows you the information. So from there, right now, it's not linking directly into your clips. It's not going to change information. You're not allowing your customers to change stuff for you. You wouldn't want that, because all of your residentials would get together and they'd all try to change their schedule to Friday, right? And so you can't do that. But anyway, when you hit the save, that's what it is. You hit home, and then we can say see schedule. The see schedule is going to show you all the jobs that were supposed to be done and that were done. In this case, of course, they're all delayed because they're all later than today. This is fake data, of course, that I'm working with. It's semi-real, but it's old. Now, if you notice down here, there are notes. So if Jenny Tang clicks on the Motrim and says, you know, having a party on Friday, and then she clicks on this button right here that says change schedule, that will send an email. And so I'm going to get Davey to send that email over to me so that then I'm able to look at it, all right? Because he probably just received that email from me. And so we're going to get that, and then you'll see what it is. But see how when I marked this as that's the job I want to change, and then it's going to give me the customer number, the job number, etc., and the information that the customer has requested. Now, eventually, what we want this to do is automatically drop into CMS so that you have a record that the customer asked you for this. And then we can see history. And right now, you're just showing the history. Again, you'll show the history back as far as your setup. So in your send, when you click on the send here, it asks you how far back do you want your history to go, and that's the information that's going to be placed up there. So if you put more history, there's going to be more, less, etc. And what I want to do is we're not done with it. We're never done. We're never done with any of our work, and that's why we keep on working on it. But what I want to have here also is something over here that allows you to see the lawn condition, so that you're able to see the different lawn condition that the customer has on each one. So they would see, you know, let's say you spot a dollar spot here, and then there's a treatment, and there's something else and something else, and maybe they can see their lawn improving by going through this. But this history is kind of neat and allows you to allows your customer to see what's going on. Also, I think it'll be helpful for you to just tell your customer, say, hey, let's go look at your history together and see what it is, because this will match what's in Clip, of course. That's where the information came from. And then the last thing that you have, last option that we've got right now is contact the company. So, oh, we misspelled that, contact the company. Contact the company as you type in here, and again, it just sends you an email back to it. So I think I received an email. Let's check. And let's see. The internet, I think, is running quite slowly right now. Do a restore, and then I'll let it sit over here and wait for it to answer. So while I'm waiting for that, then of course you can always go back to home, and they can log out if they want to, and they're back here, and you can enter in any customer. Now we could enter in, like we said before, because they're all the same, every customer number is the same, has the same every customer number has the same password, I could get into any account through here. I don't know if I have a 1003, but I probably do. Now, this is interesting that it says serial number. I know it's 110, but it's not even supposed to show that. I think we came in from a different point. But so then we enter this test and sign in. Let's see who 103 is. Nope, login failed. Okay, didn't find that one. So 1010 for the test. Nope, it's not letting me in through that. So those aren't correct. So anyway, back to showing you how this works. And let me see if there's any questions. Okay, we've got the email that came. Here's the email that came from our website. So it says portal@clip.com, and it says change schedule, customer number 1009. A request to change schedule has come from your website, and this is Jenny Tang for job number 2, which is mow and trim, and she says having a party on Friday, and that's from the Clip portal. So that makes it really easy, in my opinion. It makes it really easy for you to receive this email and go to Clip and change whatever it is that you want to see, and change it to change the job to the schedule that the customer's requested, or answer the customer, or do whatever it is that you want to do. Questions? Let's open it up for questions. Anybody have any questions? All right. Now you receive emails also from, if they say contact the company, you receive the same sort of email, etc. Any types of emails. Okay. All right. Well, you got the gist of it, and Terry, and you read the manual later. Okay. It's what I like about it a lot is that it's just so easy to use, because there really is hardly anything that you need to do to get this going. What about paying with a credit card at the same location? Well, if you're using Clip QClip, then the customers are going to pay with the credit card over on the QuickBooks side, because that credit card information is held in QuickBooks. So that would be where that was. If you're using Clip and you're not using QClip, then you would have to. Then you could go to. You're going to have the credit card on hand, so the customer could be able to tell you that. But yeah, there's a lot that we can do. The neat thing is the foundation is there, and we're ready to move on it. ClipXE, yes, you need to have ClipXE for this to work. Without ClipXE, you can't do it. Desktop, that's what XE means, is extended environment, and that's because we're going much more web enabled with XE, and we're moving where it's not just on your desktop, but now we're starting to, it's called cloud computing. It's the latest and greatest stuff, but there's a lot of functionality that's happening out on the website, in the internet as well. Where does the data come from? Do you need Clip2Go? No, well, you don't need Clip2Go. Clip2Go is free with ClipXE, so as soon as you sign up for the partner program, you already have Clip2Go. So you have everything you need. All you have to do is be a partner, and it's there, and you've got it, and it's there. Tim asks, where does the data come from, Clip or Clip2Go? The data comes from Clip right here when it's sent. Now, it looks like it's coming from Clip2Go, but it's actually because when you send data, you're sending it to the Clip2Go device, and you're also sending it to the website. Actually, the website just uses the same information, so you don't have to send it up there twice or anything else. Does it work with Clip Desktop? Grant? Nope. Grant, you're going to have to come up to the partner program. You know, you should know better than that, Grant, than to ask me. Man, Grant Sutton, we go back 20 years, Grant. I'm telling you, out in Colorado. Yeah, well, good to have you here. No, you need to get the partner program. Bite the bullet. Come on over. Anyway, can I limit the customer info that can view? Susan, at this point, we don't have a limitation on it. I mean, the information right now is the history and the jobs, but we certainly want to add those. So what we would want to do, again, what I'm saying right now is, if a company thinks you want to start trying this out, you don't even have to release it to your customers, but if you just want to start trying it out, it's not going to cause any errors or problems, because it's all new information that's being sent up to the website. But if you want to try it out and see if it works for you, then just send us your serial number, and we'll include you as part. We just have to make a change inside the program that says allow these serial numbers to go. It's free. We're not asking you for any money, but we we thought it would be better to limit it to a few people, and then we're going to get your input. And Susan, you might say, I really want a limitation on this. I really want to filter on that. When we do send the information like this, you do end up with some filters here, and we can just add more to them, and that's not a problem. And just get it. We knew that this would do it. So let's see. Not exactly related. Lock in a service for a certain date. Say you want to request and you don't want another user or even yourself to move that job. James, you're going to have to talk to us more either at wish@clip.com or support@clip.com and give us more details of exactly what you would want. We're always open to helping you to do that. So there is static scheduling. I don't know if that would help you or not, but yeah, it's a little off subject right now. But anyway, when will we be able to allow users to see other features such as customer notes? As soon as we know you want it. You just need to tell us more about what you want in the system, and we're ready. We're ready to accept your recommendations. That's part of what this webinar is all about, is an intro to you, and then to start getting your information back so that we can start giving you what you want. Let's see, will there be more explanation under the service schedule or other for customer in order for them to understand what they can do when they signed in on their account? Certainly, yeah, 21 years, Grant. Yeah, you're right. 1988, wow, it's a long time. Will there be more explanation? Certainly, we can include invoice notes if that's what we want to do into the system. We could include, it all depends on where is the information in Clip that you would want them to have, and that would be that's all we have to know is where it is and what you want them to see, and we can program it in. That's why, again, I'm looking for a few good men that could, or women, that just want to try this out and want to start guiding it. You've got a chance now to guide software in its development, and we are gung-ho on getting this thing going. Do you have to be using Clip to Go? Can clients see info for jobs only, or can they see projects only? Right now, they can only see jobs. It's only job info, and you don't have to be using Clip to Go. No, you do have to install Clip to Go because, again, we're using that same information. And we got some other exciting stuff that's also in the works. That's coming up that has to do with that. I'm just going to leave you with that. I'm not going to talk more about that, but there's some really exciting stuff that's in the works right now that I'm going to be so happy to show you guys, and I think you'll really like it. But it has to do with the same thing. We've been careful about our strategy, figuring out what we think is the best strategy for you and for the program and et cetera, your customers, and we think we're onto something. So there it is. What is the procedure? One more time on how to give unique passwords to each customer. Okay, James, that's a great question, and actually we didn't write that out. It would be great for us to write it out, and what I can do is I could send you, why don't you send that question to support@clip.com, and then they'll be able to help you. Just say unique passwords for each customer, and what I'll do is I'll write a little article for them to know what they're going to do. So there it is. When will mapping AVL be available? Mapping. Not sure what you mean by mapping AVL. Patrick, if you want to explain it, I'd be happy. The webinar is being recorded, and so when this is done, it's going to be up on our website, and you're going to be able to go back and see it for yourself again. There it is. If the time of service is not recorded, how would that show up then? The time of service, NA, not using Clip to Go. Not sure. Not sure what you mean by that, but not sure. Kathy, you say the best would be not to enter passwords individually since we have over 2,000 customers. Wow, that's great. Let's see them up there on the website. Yeah, we'll be able to write a little procedure which can generate passwords, and then after that we have to write. I can see it already, and that's part of why we do this. Is I can see already we have to write another procedure that will send an email out to everybody saying this is your password for your customer. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but it says if you don't have an account already, click here, and then that will send an email back to the customer's email address that shows them what their password is. So we could actually just create unique passwords in everybody, and then when they went to your site, if they clicked on create an account, all that does is say, okay, what's the email on this account, and that's the one that's listed in the customer themselves. So we look at Tang, see if she has an email address. it would be this one right here. So it would actually send the email to this one and say your password is test. So that would be an easy way. You wouldn't even have to send anything out to your customers. Just tell them to go there and hit their create account, and then they would have it. Could we show the crew's time in and out on each job? Yes, you can. It's not on there right now, but that information is there and to be shown, and you can see that. So that way, if you wanted to show it, again, that would be an option. All this stuff I know has to be options because we have 10,000 users. Everybody's a little bit different. Everybody wants something a little bit different. So anyway, that would be that. Great questions, everybody. If we're done with the questions, what I want to do is I want to show you our strategy for the online backup and show you how that works. Again, we're gung-ho with this Clip portal, and we want more information. So again, if you want to use it, please just let us know. We'll include you in the group, and you can start using it. Is the data live, or does it have to be updated? It does have to be updated. It's put up there, but again, if you're sending the information up to your Clip2Go units, it's all in the same fell swoop, so it's not anything extra that has to happen. Okay, so we are. Next thing I want to do is I want to show you what we did with the online update. We actually made it a little bit easier to use than what it was before, and what we have now is we have a system where we will send the information up to the Susan, you need to send me an email. I can't keep these. I'm not allowed to keep these things, so they don't do that. So just send me an email that you want to be included, and I'd be happy to do that. So what I want to show you here is if I go into my C drive and I go into my Clip V, right, and I go into a folder called Backup, you will have these zip files get created in the backup. So how do we create these zip files? And I'll show you how to do that right now. So the first thing we want to do, let me make sure that I don't have any more questions on here. Online portal available to you? It's available now, NA. It's available right now. All you have to do is send us an email, say you want to be included in it, and we will set you up. I know you guys are on XE. So what we want to do here is we go into here and we go to backup, and we say, now notice it says local backup. It doesn't say online backups, and you're saying, wait a second, I thought you said an online backup. Well, hold your horses. We'll get there. Now, before I even do this, first I want to tell you, this is where you get to the manual of what I'm about to show you. So you go down to Help Manuals, and then you go here, ClipXE Backup, and you click on that, and then that will open up the backup manual for you. It takes it a little while because it has a lot of pictures. Pictures are good. So, and then you'll be able to follow this through, and it shows you how to use it, how to use the backup system, and what to do, and all that kind of stuff. So, so this is there's the manual for you, and again, you can get there very easily. Yeah, we'll close all tabs. Get there very easily by doing Help, and then you go down here to the Help Manuals, and that shows up here, and you just click on this little button right here, and that throws you in. All right, so that's how you get to the manual. And then let's go ahead and do a backup. So let's say I'm ready to do a backup. Now you do have to be the only person in the system in order to do this, but let's say I want to do the backup. So I hit this and I say run a local backup, and then it starts up. Well, let's see the backup XE. What happened to it? Backup. Oh, for some reason it thinks I'm in it. I'm using it. All right. Let's do what we always do. Just get out, come back in. So the somebody installed a program in here. Okay, that's interesting. Let me get to it through the through my thing, because I'm not even seeing my desktop here. Okay, so I go into it. Let's get into this backup, or let's get into this. And we go into Clip, pull up our backup. Now there's another way that you can get to the backup too if you can't get it. Yeah, it helps if I put the right one in. If you can't get to it through the menu, which I don't know why, but it could be things that I've got set up. Okay, there it is. All right. It actually closes you out, closes clip out, and then it takes you right to the backup. And then you say, yes, I agree to the terms, and then it takes you to this point. And it's the same backup that we've had before. Now it's doing something different though, and I'm going to run it quickly. I'm going to turn off most of these options so that it runs a lot quicker. And then I click on Backup Now. Now what it's doing right now is it's grabbing all of the data that I need in order to restore this, in order to get my company back to where it was. It's taking all of the data files, all the important information. Obviously, you can pick more things. You can get your graphics, your pictures, your Office documents, but that's going to create a very, very large, huge file instead. So you go into it, and what it's doing, as soon as it's done, is it's going to create a file over here. And yeah, there we can see it. Okay. So it's creating this next file, this one right here, which is 0710 of 09. So you can see what the date is of when it created the file. It's 0 right now because it's adding all this stuff to the zip file. But like this one it's 86 megs when it's all done. So that's what it's doing. Any questions so far? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Not hard. All right. So once that's finished right there, then the next question is, okay, well, how do I make it online? And what's neat about this is it is a two-step process, and it doesn't have to be a two-step process, but it is a two-step process right now, the way I'm looking at it at the moment. And what we are doing is we're using, and that's the next question that Josh asked, is who are we all using for the backups? We're using iDrive, and there's in the manual, again, if you open up the manual, for the backup. And iDrive, we have your account number and how you sign up for a sub-account under us and stuff like that. And you get 2 gigabytes of free space to upload your backups to. And it'll keep, there's a lot of functionality in it. You can set it up to 30 backups, and that way it keeps track of a whole month, and then it automatically deletes the other ones and things like that. So, so that's kind of neat. But what you do is when you set up iDrive, you tell it that this folder right here, this C:\clip_v/backup folder, in your case it would probably be netclip/clipv/backup, that you want to back up this folder. And if you say, this is the folder I want to back up, it will back it up at night or 2 o'clock in the morning, whenever it is that you put it in there. And whenever there's a new file in there, it automatically throws it up onto the website. And that makes it automatic for you. As long as this backup runs, you know that it's going to take a copy and put it up there. The other thing that's cool about this is that you can grab this zip file and drop it onto a thumb drive and take it over to another clip and restore it on the other clip, and you're fine. As long as you drop it into that backup folder, then Clip deals with it completely from there. So that's pretty neat. The address to get the manual, again, right here. The Clip Portal manual is right there. Those are the 2 addresses that you need. This is taking a while because I think the computer has a lot of stuff going on. Any other questions while we're doing this? So do you understand the method of what we're doing? What Clip is doing is it's zipping up all the files necessary to make a backup, so it's in one nice, concise little file. Okay, so backup creation complete. We hit OK, and we exit. We created the backup, and here it is. Okay, now the next question would be, how do we restore that? Well, you can restore it again. You can go into Clip and then hit backup if you want to from there, or you can just come in here and hit this backup exe file right here. Either way will work. You agree to the terms, it goes out, figures stuff out, and then we hit this restore button. Now we're blank here. We hit the list, and it shows me the 2 different backups, and this is the one that I just now did. And I can hit the restore, and all it's going to do is it's going to grab the information out of that zip file, drop it back onto my clip, and I'm back. I could restore this, and I would restore it to yesterday's data. Or I could restore this one. And I can go back and forth and restore either one that I want, back and forth all I want. But it's really nice, and again, I can copy these onto my thumb drive if I want to, and take them out there. Okay, I use eSure IT from Intron's Tech, Use it for a few years, back up every night, saves me a few times. I'm telling you, if you need backup, yeah, you definitely want to be saved. So that's the way the backup works. So again, what this is it's pretty much of a two-step process. The first one is you create the backups here, and then they go to your backup folder, and then from the backup folder you can sign up for iDrive, and that would take you to there. Now let me go to my clip and pull up the you go to the clip and pull up the manual again. But you can use iDrive. Like I say, that's free. You sign up under us, and that would be free. You can also use whatever online backup. There's a lot of different ones out there. I know Rush Limbaugh talks about one, and Sean Hannity has a different one, and all that kind of stuff. So everybody's got another one that they're pushing. They all do approximately the same thing. You set them up, and you say, make sure that this is backed up. So here's the iDrive. Follow instructions on iDrive for installing the iDrive, and that's how to do it. And then that gives you our that's what we're registered as, to make sure that you get the service that we've signed up for and signed you guys up for. So that's how to do it. Two-step process, but it works really well. Does iDrive back up the latest file automatically? Yes, it does, Kathy. And that's what's really cool about it, is that it does that. If clip.exe crashed and you don't have access to backup.exe, how would you restore? That'd be easy, actually. What you would do is you would just reinstall Clip, or you could even install a version of Clip from a long time ago, or whatever, or you ask us and we'll reinstall Clip for you. And you reinstall Clip on there, and you drop that zip file onto the backup folder and hit restore, and you're done. And so it works really, really nicely. So you can completely automate your backup system if that's what you want to do. Okay, any other questions? I think we covered most of it. So we talked about using the Clip portal and how to use that, and I've already received a couple of emails from people saying they want to use it. So that's great. It's going to have more options. We're gonna increase its availability and things like that. So anyway, we're really happy. I'm really happy to be able to offer this to you, and it's only going to get better. And there's only going to be more and more things that you can do, and a better way for you to communicate with your customers. So any other questions? Any other comments? Anything else? All right. If not, I'm going to all right, let's see. Can we go off subject? Yes, Kathy, you can go off subject if you want to, because I'm done with this this part of the webinar, and I will stop recording and sign off as far as recording is concerned, but then I'm still with you guys answering questions.